Everybody keeps saying that they're sick of headphone videos, but you guys haven't seen these yet. All right, this is the Superlux HD. This is the 681, and this is the 668B. Okay, let's talk about what we have here. We've got two sets of headphones that are, I guess they're self-proclaimed to be professional quality, and they are under $40 each. This one was around 30 bucks. I got it for like 30 bucks. It's got an attached cord. This one was closer to 40 bucks, and it does not have an attached cord, but it has some options. And before we even get into the specs and the build quality and everything like that, let's just talk about how they sound, because they're stupid cheap. They sound ridiculously good. To me, they sound as good as any set of headphones under $100, and as good as some $100 and $200 headphones that I've heard. However, there's going to be some drawbacks. A lot of people describe these as having an uber bright sound, like they're just treble cannons. I've heard people even say, yeah, these are just treble cannons. I've also heard people call the Beyerdynamic DT880s treble cannons. And these have a very decent frequency response range. Pretty flat all the way across, slightly up in the bass. And I'm talking about like a decibel higher than the mids. And then the treble is boosted. It's it can be a bit tiring after a little while. I actually like a lot of treble, but if you're someone who just can't stand treble, it can be pretty rough. However, you can go in and pull down, just like 2 or 3 decibels down and make it a curve, all the way up until 5 and 7K are really pretty sharp with these. But you can bring those down a little bit, and it gives it a nicer sound. And there's even some people online that are getting these, pulling off the sides and modding the hell out of it, doing some soldering and really fixing the sound. I think that's a bit of an overkill, because you could just get a different pair of headphones and you'll be all right. So that's this one. Now, they've got the fins on top, similar to like the Audio-Technica style. The fins are adjustable. You gotta adjust them to make them comfortable, because I'm constantly feeling them on my head. But the clamping force on this set of headphones is quite a bit less than the clamping force on the 681s. Anyway, the sound quality on these I found to be similar, except the treble is not as harsh as it was on the 681s. The 668Bs also have really good bass. The bass is a little bit, it's elevated just a little bit, and it also has really tight, clean bass. For this kind of money, you're not going to get bass that's this accurate. It's just not going to happen. It also sounds really good in video games, like playing your different games. The explosions are nice and clean. The mids are slightly, to me, they sounded slightly barely noticeable, but maybe a little bit more recessed on these than on the 681s. But vocals on both of these was really clear. I didn't notice any sibilance when I was listening to different music. These I did notice a little bit of sibilance on some of the songs, but for gaming and that sort of thing, these sounded really good. I was able to pinpoint my enemies. They're both, by the way, semi-open design, so that's going to help cut down on some of the refractions and give you a slightly larger soundstage than you'll get with closed headphones. But it's not a huge soundstage still. It's bigger than some, and bigger than just about anything in this price category, but not massive. Okay, let's take a tour of both of these sets of headphones. They both have very similar cans, I guess. They look kind of flimsy, and they're made out of plastic, but I have been able to move them around and flop them around quite a bit, and they're holding together okay for now, so that's good. The cups themselves have a bit of a swivel to them, so once you put them on your head, even though this is rigid all around here, you're still going to be able to hug your head nicely. It does have a decent clamping force on there, and after a while of wearing these, after about 2 or 3 hours, I did notice the clamping force to be greater than like my DT880s, but those are like $200 or $300. And I don't think the clamping force is not that much more than like the DT880 Pros, because those have greater clamping force. Take a look at the headband here. It's just adjustable. There you got the Superlux logo on there. 2 pieces of plastic, or 2 plastic not wires, but just to maintain the shape. They're just very basic units. These pads do come off, and they're kind of strange the way they come off. They're like all around here. It just kind of tightly hugs. It doesn't tuck into anything, or it doesn't wrap around anything. Specs on the 681s. They're dynamic, semi-open, 50 millimeter drivers. Frequency response range is 10 to 30,000 hertz, and the impedance is 32 ohms. And we have a straight cable here. It's 2.5 meters or 8.2 feet. And we have a gold-plated connector, and both of these will come. That's your standard eighth inch, but it also comes with a 1/4 inch jack right here. And then you've got some options. The weight on this one is 220 grams, which is 8.3 ounces. Now let's move on and get the specs on the 668B. Same 50mm drivers. Frequency response range is 10 to 30,000 hertz, and the impedance on these is 56 ohms. They come with a couple different cords because, as you can see here, it's detachable, and this gives you options. And to have options in a budget set of headphones like this is kind of interesting. We have one cable that is 1 meter right here, and we've got another cable which is 3 meters, and they're both detachable, and you can pretty much daisy chain them because it's a female to male. The 668Bs, when you're plugging in different cords, you may need this. It's a little piece of plastic that hooks on to each side of the cord to make sure that it doesn't pull apart or come loose. It's interesting to see that they've taken so many different things into consideration. It's nice. They sound just freaking stupid good for the money. It's unbelievable. You get this, and if you want a microphone like a mod mic, these sound to me better than any gaming headset that I have tried so far. But really detailed bass, clean, sharp mids, and really bright treble on both of these. This one's still bright. Those are like almost harsh bright, but I don't mind it because I like treble. So there you have it, the 681 and the 668B right here from Superlux. I'd probably go with these, but if you want to save a couple of bucks and you don't mind a lot of treble, you can get these. And all the links that, where I got these are going to be right below here. The top link that takes you to our website. You can check the prices. Prices go up and down. And yeah, goodbye. I'm going to jump off a bridge. Yeah, these are 222 grams, which is the equivalent of about an hour and a half.